Brought to you by
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Yes, a very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. Warmly, we welcome you to News Tonight. It's me, Micheal Lukomwa, with Dorothy Namuyomba here that joins us for sign language interpretation. We'll start with a look at the top stories, then news in detail. President Yoweri Museveni kicks off PDM tours in Greater Mukono sub-region. Vice President Alupo commended Russia's ongoing role in Africa's development. Iranian ambassador urges NAM chair Uganda to condemn Israeli unprovoked attacks, while Kampala youth elections highlighted with tension. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's go straight to what we have for you this evening. President Yoweri Museveni has kicked off his parish development tours in Greater Mukono that include the districts of Mukono, Buyikwe and Kayunga. The president started his tour in Buvuma Islands and visited 2 farmers before continuing to Mukono. Museveni commended the farmers for having put the parish development model money of 1 million shillings into good use.
Ogw'omukaaga 2023 Oweekitiibwa President bwenfuna ssente ezo emitwalo 5 nagula embizi zange 3 embizi 3 nga zonna nkazi nazigula emitwalo 10 gy'emitwalo 3 nefisa emitwalo 2 emitwalo 2 nengula emmere maize bland nengattamu n'akalungo cowdice gwe nakozesa. Oweekitiibwa President obuyumba bwange
nali second year mu university n'olwekyo ndi musanyufu okulaba abaana bano kubanga engeri gyayogera awo kati eri yonna gyevudde abenkana naye mu myaka 28 bano abaana bona boogera ng'ono kati wayogera bona bagamba sikwatanga ku kakade nga bw'abadde agamba wano nti n'okutya akakade yakatya yensonga yatwala emitwalo 5 so naye kino kyandibadde kyatandika dda kubanga omu manifesto ya 96 yayenere mutwakiteekamu tandikirawo ne tubagamba acres 4 okuva olwo 4 acres model ekemu teekamu omwanyi eyokubiri teekamu ebibala eyokusatu teekamu omuddo gw'ente zino ng'ente eka yokona teekamu emmere emanju teekayo embizi zino zayagamba ono teekayo enkoko z'amagi ate eri mu luto baziteekayo ebidiba bibyennyanja byali mu manifesto ya 96 naye abantu bali tebafaayo baguumalira mu birala.
President Yoweri Museveni in Mukono. Now, Vice President Major Jessica Alupo has reaffirmed Uganda's strong commitment to deepening bilateral ties with Russia and promoting global cooperation. Addressing the Federation Council in Moscow, she delivered warm greetings from President Yoweri Museveni and hailed the historic friendship between the two nations, built on mutual respect and Russia's support during Africa's liberation. Alupo commended Russia's ongoing role in Africa's development, particularly in education, technology, infrastructure, and security. She welcomed the growing momentum of the Russia-Africa Partnership Forum and expressed Uganda's optimism ahead of the third Russia-Africa Summit. On global affairs, she called for stronger multilateralism and equity through platforms like BRICS, urging Russia to champion the voice of the Global South. The Vice President also emphasized deepened cooperation in trade, agriculture, energy, and innovation. Her visit included a wreath laying at the tomb of the unknown soldier and a Kremlin tour honoring the enduring Uganda-Russia bond.
Excellency, as we gather in this magnificent chamber, we are reminded of the historical and constitutional significance of this institution. Since its establishment under the 1993 Constitution, the Federation Council has stood as a pillar of unity, representing the diverse regions of the Russian Federation and ensuring that the voices of all its people are heard. The legacy has played a vital role in shaping the modern Russian state. Uganda, too, embarked on a path of national renewal in 1986, following a prolonged struggle for peace and accountable governance. Since then, we have pursued a comprehensive agenda of socio-economic transformation that has lifted millions from poverty and restored national dignity and unity. Your Excellency, when we met in September 2024, during the 4th Eurasian Women Forum in St. Petersburg, we had the opportunity to hold extensive bilateral discussions. I am pleased to report that this visit has built upon those engagements, culminating to the deeper collaboration between Russia and Uganda. Your Excellency and honorable members, I wish to share with you my thoughts on two important subjects, namely the future of Russia-Africa cooperation. Second, the role of Russia in the global arena. On the future of Russia-Africa cooperation, Your Excellency, Russia and Africa have enjoyed a history of close cooperation dating back from the colonial time. Our time-tested and historical friendship, built on the foundation of mutual respect, trust, and solidarity, resulted into the liberation of the African countries. Russia supported human resources, arms. Russia supported Africa in human resources, arms and weapons, diplomatic support, etc. Across Africa, there is clear evidence of the Russian support in the sectors of health, science education, security, ICT, and infrastructure.
Vice President Jessica Alupo in Uganda-Russia. In Somalia, the much-anticipated National Consultative Forum, convened by President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, was officially opened in Mogadishu on Monday. The four-day forum aimed at promoting cultural consensus on key national matters, including constitutional reforms and future elections. Our correspondent Najib Ahmed in Mogadishu has the report in detail.
President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud officially opened Somalia's National Consultative Forum. The forum, aimed at fostering national dialogue and political consensus, brought together political and religious leaders. For ordinary Somalis, stakes are high and all they want is leaders to settle their political differences.
I encourage and appreciate the leaders in the forum who came from different regions for their effort in attending the forum to settle their political differences and work for the interest of common man. We can't compromise our peace, and we need opposition leaders to give the government time to finish its term.
Government critics say the forum was stage-managed to promote the government's image and not to solve Somalia's deep political crisis. But opposition politician and former federal minister refuted those claims.
The government took a step forward for inviting people. Now, it's natural that they talk about their progress, that they say we have done this and that. I mean, that's expected, is given from the government. As I said, it is not perfect because everyone was not there. But it's a good step forward, and in the future we expect more dialogues like this, because once the dialogue stops, is no healthy democracy. That's why I'm saying it's a good step in the right direction, but there's still a lot to be done.
Somalia's political uncertainty now extends beyond its borders. As the newest member of the East African community, its internal cohesion is critical to regional integration.
The National Consultative Forum brought together key stakeholders and political leaders in the country. While the forum ends with call for unity, Somalia's path forward remains uncertain. What happens after this, whether the government engages those who boycotted or continues unilateral path, could shape Somalia's future. Najib Ahmed, UBC, Mogadishu, Somalia.
The Itiso Paramount Chief Emormor Papa Sunday Emolot has called for the expansion of Kumi Orthopedic Center, a facility offering specialized orthopedic services in Kumi municipality. Emormor emphasized that expanding the facility would help reduce the financial burden on citizens who currently travel abroad for advanced healthcare.
Established 12 years ago as a modest unit, Kumi Orthopedic Center has grown into a renowned center of excellence in orthopedic care, not only serving Teso sub-region, but also attracting patients from across Uganda and neighboring countries.
I saw this facility grow from scratch to grace, because at one point, doctor together with the wife had a smaller unit in a commercial building.
There are people here who have come from Sudan. There are some people who have come from Kenya. There are some people who have come from Tanzania. There are other people who have come from different parts of this country with all sorts of complicated disease conditions that require orthopedic surgery.
The facility now performs complex procedures, including spinal surgeries, bone infection treatment, orthopedic trauma repair, hip replacements, and neurosurgeries, among others.
We also treat those patients whose surgeries have failed elsewhere, and we do cancer surgery, among many others. Our commitment remains steadfast to provide accessible, quality orthopedic care to reach the most vulnerable, particularly children with disabilities, road traffic accident survivors, and those wounded by life's harshest blows.
During his maiden tour of the center, Emormor lauded the facility's leadership for its role in transforming healthcare services in Teso sub-region.
Indeed, it is unimaginable that we have a facility of this kind here. We've had a number of cases, we have had many friends talking about this facility. And indeed, it is today we have gone through and we have seen what type of machines are in this facility.
He also appealed to government to support the expansion of the center, noting that the high demand for its services, despite it being a privately owned facility.
Because this is a community-based hospital, and is handling many cases, like you have introduced to us, many patients from different areas. It is our appeal. Though it is a private facility, government should support this facility in order to continue serving our people.
His visit has been hailed as a pivotal moment, with the facility's leadership expressing readiness to partner with ITESO Cultural Union to further improve healthcare delivery in the region.
We hope that through your leadership, more of our cultural institutions, our young people, and our communities will rally behind initiatives that promote health, inclusivity, and service. We invite you, Your Highness, to be not just a visitor, but an ambassador of Kumi Orthopedic Center.
Oko Joseph, UBC.
Winnie Byanyima has demanded the immediate release of her husband, Dr. Kiza Besigye, from Luzira prison. She says he should be granted bail, having spent an extended period on remand. Byanyima was addressing the media at her home in Kasangati.
Dr. Winnie Byanyima is in Uganda to visit her husband, Colonel retired Dr. Kiza Besigye, who is currently detained in Luzira prison facing treason charges.
I am angry.
Byanyima says Besigye is under close surveillance and is not permitted to interact with fellow inmates.
Recently, something funny even happened. The guard was guarding him while he's talking to his visitors. Then the guard wanted to go to the toilet, and he stopped the conversation with the visitor and took him with him to accompany him to the toilet, and then returned him to continue talking with his visitor, because he cannot leave him alone in the prison just in case he might talk to another prisoner.
Dr. Byanyima has raised concern over the continued detention of her husband, emphasizing that his arrest is politically motivated due to his active role in Uganda's politics.
This is about the contest, about the political transition. So it needs to be solved politically. The courts will not solve it. The courts are being used to keep him in prison. And you can see that since they arrested him up to now, it's 6 months, they've not even been able to try him. They've been investigating endlessly.
While commending the government for efforts in development, she calls for a transparent and democratic process.
We restored many things. We had a process that brought us a new constitution, a consultative process. We empowered people through LCs, we are calling them RSCs. We brought women, youth, people with disabilities into political process to participate, to have a voice. The economy was turned around. We arrived here when there was no sugar in the shops, nothing. Brought back Indians, restored manufacturing, and many good things happened. But today, we are back in a political stalemate.
Byanyima urges the government to engage in dialogue with the opposition rather than resort to unfair methods of political engagement.
If we do not do this, the real victims of a flawed political process, a violent political process, are our young people. Today, they are the ones who really break my heart.
Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
The ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran to Uganda, His Excellency Masid Safar, has called on the government of Uganda and President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who also currently chairs the Non-Aligned Movement, commonly known as NAM, to strongly condemn what he described as unprovoked large-scale armed attack by Israel onto Iran.
Speaking during a press conference held at the Iranian embassy in Upper Kololo, Kampala, Ambassador Masid Safar expressed deep concern over the events of June 13, 2025, when Israel launched a military assault on Iran, marking what he termed a grave violation of international norms and an act of aggression against the Iranian people.
This attack was directed against densely populated cities, residential areas, civilians. Yourself that a neighboring country come to and try to kill you and to occupy your territories. What do you want to do? Do you stay and watch only? No, you will resist.
He called upon the international community and especially President Museveni, in his capacity as NAM chair, to condemn this unjustified aggression which endangers regional peace and stability.
We have asked the Ugandan government, first of all, to, as a member of the OIC, as a member of the UN, and also as the chair country of the NAM, Non-Alignment Movement, to do its responsibility and to, strongly condemn.
The ambassador also reassured the public about the safety and well-being of Ugandan nationals currently living in Iran, including students and business persons. He emphasized that the Iranian government is taking all necessary measures to ensure their protection.
The number of the students, as I've heard, is 52. And with cooperation and activity of the Charge d'Affaires of the Ugandan embassy in Tehran, Ambassador Matata, they are shifted to Turkey and they will come back to Uganda soon.
Ambassador Safar urged all peace-loving nations to unite in denouncing acts of aggression and upholding the principles of sovereignty and mutual respect among nations.
Strongly condemnation of the Israeli attacks against our country is 100% requested from the African countries, especially, and I think all of them are members of the UN. Some of them are the member of the OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Therefore, this is the somehow responsibility and obligation for them to strongly condemn the act of aggression and the attacks of the Israelis against our country.
Cayenne Faith, Jamil Sekaja, for ABC.
The Central Corridor member countries have a collective obligation to unite in fostering trade and social cohesion. At the 14th Extraordinary Summit of Ministers, concerns were raised over emerging fault lines that threaten to reverse 2 decades of progress and could cause more harm than good to the community. Dennis Igoa is in Dar es Salaam and has facts here.
The 14th Ordinary Meeting of the Interstate Council of Ministers of the Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency has concluded in Tanzania's commercial capital, Dar es Salaam, with a strong call for unity, peace and security among the 7 member states. In recent months, the corridor has shown signs of fractures and disunity, which delegates warned could undermine the corridor's vision and aspirations.
And so when we do have some frictions around amongst ourselves, we must make sure that we resolve this amicably and without affecting our people. Because most of the times it could be a few differences between probably a few individuals that affects the rest of the population.
And through the Central Corridor trading together, it even sorts a lot of differences, which we have other political differences, civil differences. You know, it is about making money. Trade is about making money and making our people aware how their commodities are sold to the places of destination. So we hope the Central Corridor, by uniting us via trade, in the future you will find all of us were speaking the same language.
During the meeting, the rotational chairmanship of the Interstate Council of Ministers was peacefully handed over from the Democratic Republic of Congo to Malawi.
Until we are united, we cannot be powerful. And I hope that I'll get your support.
Delegates emphasized the urgency of removing trade barriers, boosting regional investment, and enhancing the competitiveness of the Central Corridor.
we have witnessed significant improvements in port performance. Delays and congestion have been substantially reduced, and even as a cargo volume continues to rise. To sustain this gain, the government is now prioritizing the improvement of cargo evacuation from the port, which currently rely heavily on the road transport.
By working together, embracing innovation, and prioritizing sustainability, we can build transport corridors that are not just efficient, but also resilient, equitable, and environmentally sound.
As the 2024-2025 financial year closes, the Executive Secretary of CCTTFA, Advocate Florio Kanju, unveiled the approved 2025-2026 work plan focused on strengthening trade, transport and logistics. Key among the initiatives is the fast-tracking of the CCTTFA's ultra-modern headquarters to be named the Ushoroba Building, to be constructed right here in Dar es Salaam.
The Interstate Council of Ministers decided, as per below, considered and signed a resolution for construction of a CCTFA headquarter office building. 3. Noted and commended the progress on implementation of the Green Economic Development Corridor Initiative, which aims at a transformation of the Central Corridor. Thank you.
As the corridor prepares to celebrate 20 years of its existence in 2026, its mission remains clear: to strengthen the infrastructure backbone that facilitates trade across the region, roads, railways, ports and air transport. Dennis Igoa for UBC in Dar es Salaam.
The Uganda Association of Female Lawyers, through their umbrella organization FIDA-Uganda, are challenging the legality and constitutionality of the Regulation 2.9 of health training institutions prohibiting female students from carrying pregnancies. Female lawyers express concern over mandatory reporting of pregnancies, compulsory pregnancy testing, and punitive measures like forced academic leave and conditional readmission, for students subsequently. FIDA-Uganda has filed a petition requesting the Constitutional Court to declare these provisions unconditional, null and void, and to impose an injunction against their implementation. This development follows the infamous events that saw Sarah Namuksa, a 25-year-old student at the Medical Laboratory Training School in Jinja City, discontinued from her program after a positive pregnancy test. Even as Namuksa was later reinstated following the intervention of both the Equal Opportunities Commission and the Uganda Law Society, FIDA-Uganda wants this be last case where someone's rights are violated in the guise of implementing regulations.
Academic leave with readmission only being conditional upon whether or not they had disclosed their pregnancy status voluntarily. We have come as FIDA-Uganda today to the Constitutional Court to assert that these regulations violate the right to freedom from cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment, the right to privacy, the right to health, and the right to education. We also assert that they in fact contravene Article 33 of the Constitution, which obliges the state to uphold and promote women's rights, taking into account their unique status and their natural maternal functions. We are hopeful that we shall succeed, basing on the arguments that we shall make, which, because of the rules on matters that are pending before courts, I cannot delve into, but that is why we are before the Constitutional Court. The other side will bring their arguments, we shall also bring our arguments, but we are confident that we shall succeed with our arguments, especially since we are of the view that the arguments on the other side on as to why they have those regulations in place do not necessarily meet the criteria for exceptional circumstances where rights can be limited in this particular instance. So we are confident that we shall succeed.
The private sector have converged to analyze the possible opportunities and implications of the just read 2025-26 budget. Key on the agenda was discussions of the budget implications for international trade and investment in Uganda.
With only 7 days since the 2025-2026 budget was read, the sector players noted that the budget is progressive and in favor of the private sector. They pointed out vital amendments like income tax, startup exemptions and penalty waivers.
The very critical thing which we see from this post-budget breakfast, if I want to give you a highlight of one thing, is the interest and penalty waivers brought in by government. See, government is encouraging taxpayers to come forward, declare their principal outstanding tax, pay it by 30th June 2026 and get rid of all interest, all penalties. So it is something which is very welcoming, forthcoming, all the taxpayers.
I think the budget has been quite progressive this year. We see that there is a lot of support that is coming through for small businesses with the expectations of the 3-year startup income tax exemptions.
Sector players from the private sector noted out the importance of analyzing the amendments made in the 2025-2026 budget so that to align with their businesses.
We are looking at what are the opportunities that this budget comes with. We're also looking at the implications of the budget on businesses and also trying to find ways to understand what are the different amendments which have been made.
Last year, government allocated only 200 billion shillings. This year, the allocation has been stepped up to 1.4 trillion shillings. So as leaders of the Private Sector Foundation, we welcome that.
It's really a pleasure to see the business communities come together like this for an open dialogue, for exchanging knowledge, and also for making decisions about what are practical ways forward, what are concerns that we see with the new budget, and what are the opportunities as well, because also these ones are plenty. It's also a great way for us to collaborate with the other chambers.
It was noted that the Ugandan shilling greatly appreciated in the past 1 year so far, surpassing the rest of other African countries.
Something that we don't normally see in our economy, and it was recognized as the most stable currency on the African continent. So this is a super straight signal.
The theme for the post-budget analysis is positioning for growth, budget implications for international trade and investment in Uganda. Marion Awori and Annette Sana reporting for UBC.
News tonight. We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
I got to learn about the Powerball through the website www.nationallottery.go.ug. Played Powerball tickets worth 5,000, used an option of quick pick, and that's how I was able to be the lucky one to win 35 million. I checked my tickets online and I found out that I had winning numbers. The feeling was incredible and full of excitement. I would advise everyone who is 18 and above that whatever you're seeing here exemplifies reality. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Uganda National Lottery for bringing us this opportunity to win millions.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win. uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
UBC News tonight. Welcome back from the break, and thank you so much for watching. The National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission has announced that 3 candidates, including Government Chief Whip Hamson Obua, have been declared unopposed for the party ticket. This was disclosed by Tanga Udoi during the nomination process that is going on until the 30th of this month.
Areas with high contested members of NRM aspiring for the party card. There are some areas in the country where the aspirants were declared unopposed.
Besides, I also declare that Honorable Hamson Obua is unopposed.
The unopposed candidates, including Government Chief Whip Hamson Obua, attributed their success to their track record of service in their communities.
Any other person contesting against you within the fraternal family of the NRM, we have delivered on electricity, we have delivered on water.
And it's through this continued service that I've been able to be declared today as the unopposed candidate.
They expressed confidence in their ability to win the seats, citing the NRM's strong grassroots support.
I want to assure you that when I get there and with your support, we're going to make a difference for our people and they will enjoy their district.
Duly nominated as the NRM woman member of parliament for the Antonde district. Today I'm very excited and happy that this has finally come true. This is all that my people in the Antonde have been waiting for.
I'm now a duly nominated member of the NRM, allowed to contest. So I'm now requesting all the people eligible to vote, NRM members in Bugweri constituency, to be ready on the 16th. We go and line up behind me, support me, so that I become the flag bearer for NRM.
I am so delighted that today I am duly nominated by the NRM Electoral Commission to go and look for the flag.
The aspirants highlighted ongoing issues affecting their constituencies that they aim to address if nominated.
And I've really worked for my people, and my people are appreciating. I'm now experienced social capital.
Issues of water, clean water, electricity, then let's look at health department, education, what can we do for the people of Kiriandongo?
Start from consolidating the little we have been able to do in these 4 years. We want to consolidate. We want to lobby from government, good schools, good hospitals.
With over 1,000 party members nominated, the competition is expected to be fierce, with supporters urging their favorites to outperform opponents.
I'm still insisting on the development of Ushenyi Shaka municipality, the medical sector, education and infrastructure development.
Give me the mandate again so that I can amplify their issues over the floor of parliament for action. I've done it before, I'm a tested leader, I've done it, and
I've been nominated as an NRM candidate. I've been independent, now I've crossed to NRM officially. My main objective for my people is industrialization.
The electorate Electoral Commission and party members have been tasked to avoid violence in the upcoming party elections and support those who will win the ticket.
That I want to deal with. Number one is the issue of our people being compensated by government. We lost cows to cattle rustling, government must compensate us. Number two is unemployment.
I like to empower the people of Kapelebyong economically. How? I would like to transform the minds of the people through mindset change trainings.
What next? I appeal to my people now to rally behind me. But I want to thank them for the support so far. I think everywhere. Now,
various political parties are organizing their political structure to ensure a competitive environment with other parties during the coming general election.
The second Deputy Mufti of Uganda, Muslim Supreme Council, Sheikh Muhammad Haruna Bukenya, has commended the NRM government for supporting the Muslim community through funding key religious activities, including their annual Hijjah pilgrimage. He made the remarks while presiding over the Shukr celebration of Haji Sheikh Ramadan Mulindwa at Sajja Islamic SS in Luwero district.
Sheikh Bukenya revealed that Uganda government has committed to providing 100 Hijjah tickets every year to Ugandan Muslim Supreme Council, an initiative he described as a divine opportunity for more Ugandans to fulfill the fifth pillar of Islam.
And we are here for the function, we call it Shukr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all the best, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their Hijjah and accept their good deeds in that great journey.
Meanwhile, the regional assistant to the Mufti in East Buganda, Sheikh Mustafa Lule, called on pilgrims to uphold the spiritual values gained during their journey to the holy cities of Mecca and Medina.
So it is useful, it is important to keep this selection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you keep your Hajj rightfully, inshallah, because it is not that every person gets this chance of getting a Hajj.
Hajj Sheikh Ramadan Mulindwa urged Muslims across the country to save and pray for the chance to undertake the secret pilgrimage.
To make a Hijjah, it is a call from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because there are so many people out there who has money, so much money and so much wealth, but Allah has not called them yet. I call upon my brothers and sisters to start saving from today. However small it is, please do save for Hajj and make it the intention. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it for you, inshallah wa ta'ala.
In Islam, Shukr is Thanksgiving ceremony held upon a pilgrim's safe return from Hijjah.
Nominations for the National Resistance Movement flag bearers have entered their third day with a number of aspirants returning forms. Among the successful aspirants is Aine Sodo Kaguta, who seeks to represent the people of Mawogola South in Sembabule district.
The Day 3 nominations for the NRM party flag bearers in the forthcoming parliamentary elections attracted a smooth and calm environment as more aspirants flocked in.
I assure you that we've done a lot of work. We've done a lot of work, and I'm very proud of myself.
It's been a tussle to reach this far. It has been with God. That's why we have reached this far. There have been people trying to stop us from nominating.
As a young leader who is a female, I'm bringing new energy in my constituency.
I really want to represent my people, especially the women of Koboko.
MP Herbert Ariko has been nominated to represent the people of Gweri County in Soroti district. Ariko is the current MP for Soroti City East, who wants to spread the gospel of NRM in the opposition stronghold of Gweri County with a total number of 34,000 voters.
Of Gweri and in Soroti district, today begin a journey. A journey, as His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni stated it in 1986, that will not only usher into Gweri a change of guards, but a fundamental change.
I want to urge my people of Clark North that it is time for change.
Raising eyebrows was Sodo Ayine Kaguta, who is to battle it out with Shatis Musharire Kutesa, the incumbent member of parliament for Mawogola County North in Sembabule district. Sodo was nominated on Thursday, reiterating the spirit that the decision to contest was agreed upon by the two NRM big wings in the last general elections.
What I can say, since 2021, all of you know what happened in that time. But after I talked to President Museveni and we agreed. And now he knows that I'm going to contest in Mawogola. So I'm sure that what happened in 2021 will not happen now.
He assured the people of Mawogola North of complete dedication to serving them.
So what I promised my people in Mawogola North, I'm coming back tomorrow. We start campaigning, and I can assure you that I'm going to win primaries.
At the end of the exercise, the NRM party will register a high turn-up of aspirants compared to the past events. This attribute the need to promote the NRM ideology to the grassroots.
To contest as the Member of Parliament, Terego West constituency, is because I want to transform my people.
I am coming to empower the community.
One word for Shema North: calm down. Cool down.
A humble message to my fellow colleagues that please let us get ready.
But there is an issue which is in the constituency. There is no money in the pockets of the people.
Jane Nyiramidsha reporting for UBC.
The Electoral Commission has concluded the Special Interest Group Committee's elections at village level, with the last for the youth being largely peaceful, although with a few complaints, which Electoral Commission officials are still reviewing. During an interview with UBC, the Electoral Commission spokesperson Julius Muchunguzi said that the youth followed the guidelines issued by the EC not to engage in unlawful activities such as forming parallel groups to protect their voters. The special interest group elections are going to a level of electing committees at parish or ward in all I beg your pardon. The special interest group are going to a level of electing committees at parish or ward in all the three categories of older persons, persons with disabilities and youth, starting with compiling of the registers, then nominations of candidates, which will take place between the 26th to the 27th of June. Campaigns on the 30th and elections on the 2nd of July for older persons, 4th of July for persons with disabilities, then the 7th of July for the youth committees.
Thursday morning, youth candidates and their supporters across the country made it to different polling stations to contest in what became a highly heated-up election. In many areas, the atmosphere has been frenzied and tense as anticipation built, creating havoc and fights. In the central parts of Kampala city, violence broke out earlier today as supporters of rival political parties clashed, leaving several people injured.
Kikwasa ensonyi kyate bannaffe ab'ebiwayi ebirala aba MK okaseremuze Museveni bazze n'ekibinja kyabwe ate ne batandika okuba bakandideti baffe.
The incident left supporters deeply divided, with open displays of frustration and dissatisfaction visible across both camps. Security forces rushed to the scene to calm the situation as protests continued to escalate in the area.
Polling station ya shauri yako munafe honorable Kasibante abadde yesimbyewo yasobodde kulangirwa.
In Zone 4 Nankulabye, tensions ran high as a scuffle broke out between supporters of an independent candidate and those of Councillor James Mubiru. The independent candidate supporters allegedly blocked Mubiru from accessing the polling station, leading to a violent confrontation. Police and UPDF personnel quickly arrived at the scene to de-escalate tensions and restore calm between the rival groups. The violent clash between NUPU candidate Stanley Sechanzi and independent candidate William Kayondo's supporters, backed by NRM supporters, was strongly condemned by eyewitnesses who criticized the outbreak of violence during the electoral process. The situation later calmed down, allowing polling officials to resume their duties. Officials began verifying and sorting candidate information to ensure transparency and prevent any irregularities that could affect the outcome. Despite earlier chaos, independent candidate William Kayondo emerged victorious, defeating NUPU's Sechanzi in the final tally. The election in Kanyanyaka Wempe, which covers 5 villages, Lutunda, Chikubo, Chitambuza, Wampamba and Chianja, saw the NRM party winning in 4 villages, while NUP secured Chikubo zone. Both parties have accused each other of bringing in people from other communities to influence the vote, raising tensions in the area.
Kanze chairman wa NRM mu Lutunda okusinzira okulonda nga bwe kubadde tusanyuse nnyo abawagizi baffe ba NRM okujja okujjumbira akalulu era akalutu kalidde.
A huge debate ensued following some voters rejecting the register reading procedure, prompting for police's intervention, and the voting commenced amidst the resistance. NRM's Patrick Magalawon in Lutunda zone. NRM's Eric Mwanga triumphed in Chianja zone. Ali Mubiru won Chitambuza zone among other winners.
Yaffe tuli teri agamba ate ne baza ne Christopher Damulira abikola ghetto structure kiriya.
Bebaza nnyo olw'obuwagizi bwe mumpadde era nga ngenda kutandikirawo sigenda wummula. Tugenda tutandikirawo tusooka tukyuse mindset zaffe. Ndowooza twekulyetingirewo emirimu emyangu.
Tusanyufu nnyo abavubuka b'omu Kiyanja balonze na bwenkanya era balonze omuntu omutuufu agenda obakolera tubbye balesa abalonzi banalija seyewe nga bw'abenalemu gye bayisizaawo tukkiriza batuvububye.
The election exercise happened in other parts of Kampala metropolitan, including Chengera. Nachirabe to mention a few. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! FOB! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
In the neighborhood, near stagnant water and mosquito breeding sites, malaria lurks, always waiting to strike. But fear not, for here comes Mr. Vaxa, the ultimate protector against malaria. For years, malaria has been one of the biggest threats to children under 5, making them weak and even putting their lives at risk. But now, the government is introducing a new solution, the malaria vaccine. The malaria vaccine is now in the routine immunization schedule. The malaria vaccine is administered in 4 doses at 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and 18 months. This vaccine will provide extra protection against severe malaria. And don't forget, routine immunization protects children from many deadly diseases. Every vaccine matters. Visit the nearest health facility for routine immunization services today. Mr. Vaxa, the malaria vaccine is free, safe, and ready to protect our children. Will you join the fight and complete all 4 doses? For more information, call the Ministry of Health on 0800-100-066. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health.
Brought to you by
UBC Business News tonight. Uganda and Japan are deepening their trade and investment relationship with a new agreement signed at the Uganda-Japan Trade and Investment Forum in Osaka, Japan. Held on the sidelines of the Expo 2025, the event marked a milestone in Uganda's economic diplomacy.
Hosted at the Ritz-Carlton, Osaka, the high-level forum brought together senior officials, business leaders and private investors under the theme Boosting Trade and Investment between Uganda and Japan. A key highlight of the event was the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between Uganda's Free Zones and Export Promotions Authority and the Osaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry. This partnership is a strategic step towards opening new pathways for industrial cooperation and export promotion. Japanese officials and businessmen hailed Uganda as a gateway into Africa's growing markets.
Distributing the growth to the middle people, or poor people sector to the middle people, so very stable middle class people has been established in Japan. So which is very important. That's why we look for blue economy. Blue economy means we need innovation, sustainable resource development, resource use, as well as employment.
Many Japanese people feel Africa is very, very far. This is a geography problem. But many Japanese businessmen, they already realized African market is very, very amazing. So they want to make a chance to and expand to African market.
Uganda's Minister of State for Trade, General Wilson Mbadi, pitched Uganda's investment potential in agriculture, tourism, and ICT.
Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda's investment climate is liberal. You must know about this. It's predictable and investor-friendly. It allows 100% foreign ownership.
Uganda's ambassador to Japan stressed sustainable export-ready sectors like organic agriculture and renewable energy.
It is imperative that Uganda has an effective linkage with trade institutions and business support organizations in Japan.
One of the key solutions proposed at this forum to address the trade imbalance between the two nations is to leverage Uganda's growing youth population by implementing a technological transfer program from Japan. Exporters we spoke to had this to share.
From the side of Ugandan government, enablers mostly is the logistical connection, the freight costs. On the side of Japan, still we need to identify cold storage facilities, consolidators who can receive our products.
Wadulo Arnold Mark for UBC News in Osaka, Japan.
That is all we had for you for now. We'll have another arrangement at 10 p.m. that you do not have to miss. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Namiyomba Dorothy and the whole team. Let's catch you then.
The family of retired Colonel Jacob Samson Loom of Kabong, Karamoja, and the UPDF fraternity announced the death of their father, husband, grandparent, fellow officer, retired Colonel Damson Jacob Loum, who passed away on 14th June 2025 at Nakasero Hospital. There will be a vigil at his home in Mutungu on 25th June 2025. The Requiem Mass will take place on 26th June at Mbuya Church. Burial will take place on 28th June 2025 at Kabong, Karamoja. Informed are His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, CDF General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, General Salim Saleh, General Katumba Wamala, General Mbadi, all officers and men of UPDF, all MPs from Karamoja, relatives, friends and in-laws. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
You are watching the Doc Talk Show.
This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from partners.
Hello and welcome to the Doc Talk Show. My name is Dr. Kamara Ivan, and this show is sponsored by the Ministry of Health and Cameline Men's Collection. So today's episode is about sickle cell disease.